What's going on, everybody? It's that guy number 10. Just one sec. Hey there, buddy. I'm gonna need you to have to click that like button real quick. Maybe even subscribe if you would. Alright? Let's keep that between us, alright? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I've been thinking, and the streets have been thinking, and the anime manga streets have been thinking, why is Kaiju number 8 doing the Shinjuku Showdown better than JJK? Why does the final fight in Kaiju number 8 in the fight of JJK feel so different but yet so similar at the same time, right? And honestly, and it's deeper than just, oh, it's a Gege versus Naoya. While you can say that and technically not be wrong, but there's a lot of things in JJK that just feel like an ass pull, you know? Or they don't have enough time to breathe, or it just comes out of nowhere, or it's really cool and then it's taken away last second, and then nothing. It feels like there's all the stakes, but none of the stakes at the same time, right? And what the examples of what I mean that is mostly like, so if you remember back in the beginning of the fight after Gojo dies, right? If you don't know anime onlys, I'm sorry, he dies. All right, it is what it is. But what I mean by that, right? Like, all right, Gojo dies, and then now the next phase of the plan goes on, right? So then it's the judge, the lawyer guy, and Yuji enter the domain. Cool. It really it's a really cool scene. Like, you see Sukuna get out of it. It really emphasizes how good Sukuna is. Sukuna gets hit in the arm. It's supposed to be, it's been hyped up, this sword immediately automatically just kills you, right? But of course it can't end that in easily. So cuts off the arm. Well, I guess it's a I guess moment, right? And then Sukuna comes back and fucking plays with them and then kills them, right? Kills the judge man guy. Yuji gets saved by Kusakabe, right? It's like, okay, well, I guess Kusakabe, I guess that makes sense. And then Yuta fights they do their little fight. You get the domains. Sukuna breaks the domain. As soon as Yuta's about to get slashed up, Maki comes in, right? Maki sneaks him, stabs at the heart. Okay. That's supposed to neg durability, but I guess since he's a Sukuna, it doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. It is what it is. They fight. Okay, yep. After they fight, he hits his black flash against Maki, and then after Maki goes down, so she get forgot about, and then now it's everybody versus Sukuna again, and Kusakabe is the only one left. And as soon as Kusakabe does his little thing, super hyped up, he's about to die. Miguel's here, goes away, and literally I think the next chapter he goes away or tries to go away with LaRue, and then LaRue gets fucking black flashed. They shuffle off. You know what I mean? He's only there for a chapter, which was it's really hyped up. Like Miguel, the entire chapter was hyped up, just get taken away again. I'm like, bro, why even bring him? I feel like there was, you could have written so many other things than bringing back one of the most like talked about and then the fact that you hype him up and compare him to Gojo to make it seem like he can actually somewhat fight on Sukuna's level just for him to not do fucking anything is wild, bro. It's fucking wild. Sukuna does, they fight Sukuna, whatever, Yuji goes off, and Sukuna does his domain, does the fire out, Choso dies, we're like, oh man, dude, oh man, Choso died, and then Toto literally appears the same fucking chapter. like the fact that the fact that Shoso fucking died, and they did not let that breathe at all, or Gege did not let that breathe at all, is like almost slanderous to how much he has meant to Yuji in this entire like manga, and like the progression of him and Yuji's relationship as brothers, just to bring Todo back. Like, you couldn't even give it a chapter or two. Like, it's wild. And then Todo, like, he does his thing, but like at the same time he gets knocked out of the fight like 2 chapters later, and like he's not giving anything to breathe, and it's just like, it's just one after another after another after another after another after another, and there's like nothing breathes in JJK in that entire last fight. Like nothing has like a place to breathe. And the only time I think there was like, I mean honestly, the only time there was ever actually a breathing moment was when Yuji popped his domain, right? Like whenever they brought Angel back and she does her maximum fucking Jacob's ladder, and then immediately Sukuna fucking like just legitimately climbs Jacob's ladder, which doesn't make any fucking sense, because Jacob's ladder either looks like in retrospect everyone was glazing the absolute fuck out of Jacob's ladder for no reason, or an arm in JJK literally means your output is negged by like at least 50 fucking % or more. Because there's no fucking way a maximum output Jacob's ladder should be that fucking weak to Sukuna. The Yuta Gojo brain swap, and then him immediately after fighting off, like there was no reason that like why bring Yuta back and demolish the momentum that Yuji was having, just to do that and have him fall on his face right afterwards. Why? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why hype up something like that just so he could just get moved out of after next in 2 chapters? He gets introduced, the chapter happens with him and Sukuna, falls on his face, can't move, right out of the story, basically. Like, what's the fucking point at that point, dude? Like, it's like he brings something up, it doesn't fucking matter. He brings something up because Sukuna's gonna do this one thing that Yuji legitimately cannot stop, fucking next chapter gone. Something comes up, next chapter gone. Why? It's just like, it almost spits in the face of anyone who actually wants stakes at all, right? Because the entire time, you know in the back of your head, yeah, he's hyping this up as if it's something big, but we already know it's not going to do anything to the fight. That's one thing. Then JJK. So the Kaiju number 8 fights leading up to the main showdown, right? Everyone had their moments to breathe. Mina had to overcome her struggles with her past, and also her being only able to do things in the background, and her not being able to go up into the fights and actually do anything. And she had to overcome that fear of staying in the back and go further and actually go into the actual battlefield to destroy number 14, right? And then Shimoya, as much as I don't like her character, had probably one of the best character moments in all the fights. Her overcoming the trauma of her mom, of not having her mom in her life, and living up to what her mom is in her mind, and surpassing it even. Her overcoming her parental issues with her dad, and all the having to prove herself to her dad. She overcomes that. She overcomes her own self-worth in a way, and all of her own baggage she has to deal with in this fight, and it's all personified in number 15. Quite literally, number 15 is what number 9 thought Shimoya was, and made it to where it was the best version of Shimoya that she could have been if she didn't progress mentally. right? So if she'd ever progressed mentally, she would have been killed. So and also it had the time to breathe, and it didn't have the, oh, Shimoya just randomly one chapter understands it. She actually has, like, you see her go through these things in a well-paced way, which is, I would expect a manga that's monthly to be way more rushed than a weekly manga. That it doesn't make sense why I can point out one fight out of all 4 fights that are almost the exact same way, where the internal struggle and or having to do something, like how Vice Captain Hoshina and number 10 have to get along and work together, and how Vice Captain Hoshina has to, like, put past him with all the things that people have been saying to him all his life, and using different other things than just the twin swords, and using the single sword, and using number 10 and him working simultaneously, and him understanding that it's okay to have a dark side, and it's okay to have these violent compulsions, and working with those violent compulsions rather than against them will make you a stronger person, right? Like, stuff like that, and having the time and the effort put into those fights, you just don't get that in JJK anymore. I feel like we used to, but we don't get that anymore in the final fight, because I would still count those as part of the final fight. But that's what I'm talking about there. Those are well-paced fights that actually have stakes, and that use those stakes properly and forward the narrative and the character, right? Because all those fights lead up to number 9 and Kafka having the transform, and number 9 coming out, and Kafka having to fight number 9, and he's like, fuck, there's all these Deka Kaijus now that are the same strength as number 10, and everyone's like, dude, we're strong. Like, we got this. You go fight number 9. It's okay. Right? And all the build up to him fighting number 9 and him training for, like, by himself and doing all this, you see him struggle to get better without even really having a training arc. Like, you see Kafka training Kafka, not training to be number 8. He uses the stats and everything of number 8, sure. But he's like, it's not him gaining anything new out of nowhere, like Yuji just automatically gaining a domain and all this other stuff from simple domain. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I wouldn't think that a simple domain would make it to where, oh yeah, I just know how to pop out a domain real quick. Let me just put my fucking hands together. Bam, I'm fucking automatically hitting you with fucking dismantle and cleave. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So the final fight with number 9 and Kaiju number 8 is, like, the only quote unquote ass pull you could say that doesn't make any sense is the berserk state, right? Whenever he goes into his berserk state, we're like, what? He just automatically gets so much stronger, but that was already foreshadowed before, whenever him and Osayo, whenever Kafka and Osayo were fighting to begin with, and he was actually about to die, and the bug took over. That was already foreshadowed. So sure, you can say, oh, that's retroactive, sure, I guess. But it's way better than anything foreshadowed before in JJK. The final fight in the Shinjuku Showdown. Because almost nothing was foreshadowed, right? And also, at least we got a couple chapters of it, of him actually going to work, and there was a set time limit on it. And he did everything within that time limit, and put himself in an advantageous position, even if that time limit was reached. That's why he brought him to number 14 and everything. Now, can you say that Asayo smashing number 2's core in the fight being an ass pull? Yes. But it was kind of foreshadowed before, whenever Mina was in there and she could like still have so much. She was still conscious inside number 9, and then but she wasn't fully absorbed yet. That, and also we've seen that anyone who uses the weapons has like visions, or like the personality of the kaiju is still there when they wear it, right? So you could kind of say that's how you can get there, right? There is some leap of logic there for sure. I'm not saying there isn't, but it's a way easier leap of logic than almost anything in JJK. Like, it's just ass pulls to be ass pulls, and even then, it's still, I would say, built up better and has a way better payoff. It's not like that happened and then number 9 just like the entire fight's over after that. No, it's still like the fight's still technically going on, just not with number 9. It's with the new amalgamation. And yes, I am well aware that this entire video could be meaningless if the next fight is fucking garbage, like how the Sukuna fight was, where it's just, oh, ass pull, shit like that. I will take this video down if that happens. I will, because from what they've been doing right now to here has been done so much better than how they did the Sukuna fight. And this has been That Guy number 10. If you liked it, leave a like. If you really liked it, subscribe down below. And, man, have a shot-free day. Peace.